So you want to do an NMO on top of your roof? Let's see what it's gonna take and what I recommend. So I'm working on a 07 Suburban. Pretty common in the PPV world with its brother, the Tahoe. So plenty of parts and information and stuff to go on there. What I'm gonna use here is this this Cable-Matic HKS19, which is a perfect 3/4 for NMO mounts for your mobile installations, and then just your basic NMO package here. The first thing I'm going to do is lay down some of this blue tape here, so not only does it protect the surface, but allows you, gives you a marking surface to put your line where you want to go ahead and center up. And on my application here, I'm looking at 7.5 from ridge line to ridge line. So I went ahead and made me a mark at 7 3/4 there, and all I got to do now is drill it in. So now that we've got all that marked out and we know exactly where we want to put it, I'll go ahead and make sure the center of that drill is right there. I'm gonna rub it in just a bit, and then we're gonna go a slow turn on it. I think it's time I get me a new drill. There it is. We got a perfect hole for it. Now let's see if we can get the thing mounted. Now I'm just realizing how dirty this is up here, which is something I'm going to address later. But if you don't have one of these are pretty useful. They come in different shape sizes and manufacturers, but what it allows you to do is get up underneath your headliner here, or your plastic bits I should say, and go through. Oh, look on the other side of that one. There we go. And bam, I have access to everything underneath, which it's also really good for taking these little dingle bobs down. Bam, one. Oh, this side ain't got one. Okay, I just got the one. And then, let's see, it looks like I may need to take these side panels off here. And those are Phillips. Oh, yeah, so this is about one of the first mods I did to this truck. I took my flashlight holder and popped it in there for quick access coming out of the back. Right now it's just on these little dingle bob here, but I plan on putting some power poles and taking this out and doing a double power pole here, which this thing's corroded to all high heaven. So let me go get a screwdriver and let me take this stuff down real quick. Okay, so I had to get these little dingle dorks out of the side, little clothes hanger doodads here on the side. They're on either side, but now that I'm able to get that dropped down, we can see daylight. And I'm very curious. I found this guy over here, but I don't know what he goes to yet, so I'm gonna have to do some more investigating. I wonder if that's the old GPS or something to do with the OnStar. I don't know. But then I also found duct tape. I don't think that's factory. Someone's been here before. Once you get all that done and ready to go, all you gotta do is put a little tightening down with your wrench, which I've already went ahead and done. Now they do make a tool that allows you to hold the two center pins and twist this, but I don't feel like paying for it, so there's actually a pair of vice grips locked in underneath the antenna here. But what we're gonna put in here and is this old Browning. This is a NMO antenna I found on eBay, and the package looked like it survived the Revolutionary War, but it's here, it's in one piece. The antenna itself looks good and everything's there. Always ensure that you got your O-rings on the bottom. I've actually bought some used antennas in the past that was actually missing, and one of them was so dry rotted that it wasn't worth even putting on. So I went and sourced some new ones from a local Motorola dealer there. They had the perfect size that would fit it. And you just screw your little guy on there, and we'll have to run a little bit of coax on the inside here. And once we do that, I'll repeat the steps 2 more times, because I will be putting a dual band mobile, and then I'll probably have a DMR mobile set up in this rig exclusively. Also not here yet, but I will be putting a 7/8 900 megahertz antenna, little stubby guy most likely, to run the scanner that I may be putting in here if I could ever find the audio console, radio console, whatever they want to call it, that came out of a PPV Police Tahoe. If I can find one of those consoles, I'll have all my gear in one location. If not, I've got to get a little bit more creative. And then in the future, once I get all the stuff, I'll be putting a breed love puck probably about here with my little Tar Heel for the HF. For now, I'm just running it off the back of the hatch there with a ham stick. But let's go run some coax. And with a little redneck ingenuity and previous IT experience, we've got us a cable ran that comes all the way through this upper channel, all the way to the back. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Yeah, so that channel runs smooth all the way front to the back. So went ahead and ran the other coaxes that I plan on hooking up here at a later date and time, but now I ain't gotta do it 3 more times. So I'm trying to figure out what radio I want to use. I got a good 979F there. I got some choices here. Old 880, my grandpa's old Royce, Cope 25s, pair of Magnums, another Royce, Uniden, a Voyager. That's junk. Where is the radio that I want to use? I know it's around here somewhere. Ooh, what is this? Oh, that's gonna go perfect with this loadout. So to kind of come to a closing real quick, some things that I've learned. One is, remember your coax length and the vehicle that you're working in. Most of us with, regular cab trucks or crew cab trucks like this, it's not going to be a single issue. But when you look at how long Ham Force 1 is here, and the placement of the antennas at the back, I've had to run all the way down the pillar, and they come up to right here to this B pillar and come down, and I probably only had about 1.5 feet of usable coax when it got to underneath the seat. So that has had me rethink of how I'm going to mount stuff. Mainly for the UHF VHF, it's not going to be that big of an issue because those are all going to live under the back seat. But for my CB and possibly scanner, those have to have a direct feed into the radio or the scanner itself. So I had to go get some, I got on ABR's website, got me some 6-foot jumpers, measured it out, make sure I'd have more than enough room, but not too much room like a 10-foot would leave me, to get the wires up to the front. The other thing to consider is when I drilled the hole in the roof for the NMO mount, even though the mount drill that I had, is for that size, I did have to take a round file, one, to knock off all the sharp edges from where the drill bit went into the metal, left some, little gnarly pieces. So I went through there with a file, knocked all that off, realized it was just a hair from fitting. So took that round file and I rounded out the top of the NMO until it fit in there perfectly. Wouldn't say it was that big of an issue, but if you're not prepared for it, it may have you struggling to find a way to do it, or to open it up far enough for an NMO mount. The only other thing I did is I did a test fit before all this went down, and I did use the thin gauge piece of metal, aluminum, that I had laying around, and I took this NMO mount and drilled my first pilot test hole with it, and it came out the same, just about right. And then I took a normal 3/4, took two of them actually. I did a stepper bit, one of the Harbor Freight stepper bits, and then I took a 3/4 regular 3/4 size drill bit and made 2 holes. And now both of those holes were a little bit too big, even though everything says it's all 3/4. I think I didn't check it. I didn't break out my my micrometers or nothing like that, but I think the 3/4 that the NMO drill bit's going to give you is a 3/4 ID, and the drill bit is giving you a 3/4 OD. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that would give you that much more clearance. Where the NMO mount, I was only able to get one of the 2 little legs that stick out on either side. I was only able to get a good bite on one, but the other one was just so far off it wouldn't go. So keep that in mind if you are going to do this style of install in your vehicle. And you don't want to go buy I think I paid like $40 for that, 45, somewhere around up in there, for that special NMO mount. Other than that, the next video go around, we're going to be putting some batteries in this truck, and we're going to isolate them and run power all the way to the back, and I'll show you how I'll be utilizing the tools at my knowledge and shared with you guys of how to make sure that you can isolate your radio battery from your vehicle's main starting battery. Hope you guys like it. Send me some comments, let me know what you feel. I know that this is my first real video. Give me some feedback, give me some pointers, let me know what you guys possibly want to see and what I can do, and share my knowledge with y'all. But I'll say 7 threes. This is Side Boom, and I just got down.